This is David Laws, the Lsbf lecturer in ACCA paper P3, the business analysis paper. We are going through how to answer a P3 question in 10 easy steps, and we've now reached step 5. Step 5, we're going to start doing some PESTEL analysis. The requirement in part A of this question, which is the June 2011 question 1, the requirement said do a analysis of the macro environment. That means we're going to use PESTEL. So, I've got an excerpt from the narrative. In other words, I've got an excerpt from the scenario, from the text. And you can notice that it talks about things like the eco car. It's an electrically powered car, can be recharged from domestic power supplies. The government has also spent money on some more. The government has enacted some laws on safety that eco car must comply with. They must fit in with them. Eco car gets significant government grants. Now, all of these are about the outside world. So, I've just highlighted some of them in red. We will see some more in a minute. So, the government has funded the development of 130 charging stations through the country. What have we learned? Is that something external? Yes, so it goes in part A. Is it to do with the macro environment or the industry environment? Is it to do with something that would affect all electric car companies, or is it something which is specific to eco car? Well, that one would affect all car companies, therefore that's macro. Is it an opportunity or a threat? Well, if the government is providing free places for people basically to charge up their car, free energy for the car, I would have thought that that's an opportunity. So that will go in part A under the macro bit. It will be somewhere in PESTEL. What we will have to do is say, why is it an opportunity? It's an opportunity because people can charge their cars up for free, therefore they're more likely to want to buy a car. Another example, the one underneath it, again in red. It has given businesses tax incentives to switch to electric cars, and it's taxing people who've got cars that use a lot of emissions. Okay, external or internal? External, it's the government. Macro or industry? Does it affect all companies or just eco car? It affects all of them, because the taxes are there for everybody. Therefore, it's macro, therefore, it's PESTEL. Is it an opportunity or a threat? Our company makes electric cars. People who buy electric cars are being given tax allowances. People who buy petrol cars are being taxed more heavily. What are people going to do? They're going to buy electric cars because they're cheaper. The tax is cheaper. That's an opportunity for us because we will sell them the electric cars. And that's literally all you have to do. Right, again, some more examples. The government has put through a number of laws on car safety. Again, that's the government, therefore it's external. Do those laws apply only to eco car or do they apply to everybody? They apply to everybody, therefore it's macro. Which bit of PESTEL analysis would it fit under? Well, obviously legal, because it's the law. Is it an opportunity or a threat? Well, this one is a threat, because we have to spend more money making sure our cars are safe. So we've had two opportunities, the charging stations and the taxes, and now we've got a threat. Underneath that, we have Air1, that's the country that eco-car is based on. They remain a prosperous, developed country with a well-educated population. External or internal? Obviously external, because we're talking about customers potentially. Macro or industry, are we talking about customers who buy cars or customers who buy one particular car? We're talking about customers who buy cars. So that's macro again. And finally, is it an opportunity or a threat? Well, it says they've got a well-educated population. It says they are prosperous. They might be more willing to pay money for an electric car than they might be perhaps in another country. So that's probably an opportunity as well. So that's a third opportunity that we've had. And all we're doing is taking things straight out of the narrative and saying why they matter. Final one. Eco car gets significant government grants. External? Yes, it's the government. Presumably, that could be for any car manufacturer who was working in a particular area. They're getting grants basically to keep people employed. So that's macro, it's the government doing something again, it's political, opportunity or threat. They're being given money. Can't get more of an opportunity than that. So you just simply work your way through the narrative, answering those questions. So step 5. Find the clues in the question. The clues in the question are the bits I have just gone through. How might they affect the business in the future? More charging stations, more demand for our electric cars. Opportunity. Taxes on petrol cars, tax allowances for electric cars, more opportunities. People will buy cars from us in the future. Safety rules, threat, because we have to spend money in the future. And so on and so on. That's all you do. You simply say, that's what you told me in the exam, and is it an opportunity or is it a threat? Is it going to get better or is it going to get worse? That's all that you have to do.